I've worked in finance for a few years now, and here's what I wish more people knew. It's not hard for me or you or anyone to become rich because we're bad with money, but it's hard because the entire system is designed to keep you where you are. The financial industry, millionaires, billionaires, they all profit from your confusion. So in this video, I wanted to share 5 things that I learned working in finance that honestly shocked me more than I expected, and how understanding these 5 things can help you play the game differently. You are not the customer, you are the product. One thing you really need to understand is that banks, lenders, credit card companies, or even just big companies in general, they don't make their real money from helping you, but they make their money from your mistakes. Every time you miss a payment or don't understand something fully, they profit. And that's why financial education isn't taught properly in schools. Not because it's hard, but because confusion is profitable. People who understand finance avoid costly mistakes. They question their spending. Financially literate people are far harder to manipulate. And that's what makes them so bad for business. And that's why 44% of UK adults would be classed as having poor financial literacy. You see, this is intentional. It's not a mistake, it's by design. But the key thing to remember here is that this system only works when you're unaware. But once you have an understanding of the rules and how to play the game, you can get ahead. Even by watching this video or some of my other videos or anyone else's videos on finance, you are already moving in the right direction. And that's the most important thing. Risk is framed backwards for average people. When most people hear the word risk, they think of loss, they think of losing money. But that's not actually the most dangerous outcome. The most dangerous outcome is nothing changing. We've been taught that safe means staying still. Don't invest because you might lose money. Don't ask for a higher salary because you don't want to mess up your job. Don't change jobs because you don't know if things are going to work out. But in reality, standing still isn't neutral. Inflation keeps moving. Opportunities keep getting missed. And if you don't move, you fall behind without even noticing. For example, think of your body. If you stop using your body so that you can avoid getting injured or getting hurt, what happens? You don't become stronger or safer, but you become weaker, stiffer, and more fragile because you aren't using your body. And then one day when you actually need some strength to do something, that's when you get hurt because you've done nothing with your body up until this point. The avoidance didn't protect you. It simply removed your resilience. And risk works the exact same way. Small exposures to risk build strength, while totally avoiding things because you're too scared or it's too risky builds fragility. Where you have to remember that ups and downs and taking risks feel scary, but stagnation is what actually quietly breaks you over time. So remember, your biggest risk isn't failing. It's never building the ability to actually win. That's your biggest risk. Behavior beats knowledge every single time. Let me ask you something. If information and knowledge is so widely available today, why do so many people still feel stuck? Why? I'll tell you. It's because the gap is no longer knowledge, but it's in behavior. We've been taught that more knowledge is the solution to everything. More books, more podcasts, more strategies. But money doesn't actually reward intelligence. It rewards consistency and behaviors. Where most people don't really fail because they choose the wrong plan, but they fail because they can't stick to any plan long enough. I've seen people spend years getting ready to start a business, to make a career move, to work on an idea that could change their lives, waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect strategy. And because they never start, they never build up consistency and they don't go anywhere. Meanwhile, other people start with something very, very simple. No confidence, no deep understanding, just small repeatable actions that make consistency and improvement possible. Where over time, the gap in results between the two different types of people becomes massive. So stop trying to master money and start trying to master consistency and improvement. Start building a routine that you can't easily break, a routine that allows you to move in the right direction and improve in the right direction. As wealth isn't built by insights, it's built by habits. Time is your best friend. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I worked very, very hard in school. I got amazing grades because I worked hard. So when I finished studying, I assumed that money would be like school. If you work harder, then you will make more money. But I soon realized that that isn't true. That's not how money works. Money doesn't just grow from effort, but it grows from strategy, luck, but most importantly, time. We often assume that progress is linear, where we think that starting later can be fixed by trying harder. But growth doesn't really work that way. Compounding and growth are back-loaded, meaning they work very, very slowly at first, with most of the growth happening much later, which is why time actually matters more than effort. Take the example of social media. When someone starts posting online for the first time, they post consistently, but the views are rubbish, the engagement is rubbish, no one's watching, kind of like what I'm doing now. But over time, the posts stack up, followers attract new followers, and old content begins working for that person, and they build momentum. And that's exactly what compounding and exponential growth are. It's slow and invisible at the start, but obvious later. And this doesn't just apply to social media, but it applies to almost everything. Money, business, career. So remember, the goal here isn't necessarily to maximize effort, but it's to maximize your time in the system. As the earlier you start, the longer you have to win. The biggest financial wins are boring. Success to most of us looks exciting. Big stories, big wins, big moves. But any successful person will tell you that real wealth is invisible when it's being built. Excitement feels productive, but finance and success don't really reward aimless action, but they reward disciplined repetition. Where these two things sound similar, but they lead to completely different outcomes. Think about growing a tree. On most days, it looks like nothing is happening, but those are the days that the real work is done. The roots are spreading, strength is being built underground, where if you kept digging up that tree to check if it was growing, you'd weaken it or kill it. Where most people treat money the exact same way. They interfere with the process because progress feels slow. So if there's anything that I want you to take from this video, let it be that the highest success rates come from boring behavior. People who spend less than they earn. People who invest on a simple schedule. People who work on boring but profitable ideas. As patience isn't passive, where money and success will always reward those who can sit still, while others chase excitement. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you found it valuable. If you would like more videos like this, make sure you comment down below.